Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. You know, when you look at the world of tech, it feels like we're just getting bombarded with headlines every single day, right? But what if all those stories about some new smart glasses or super powerful chips or that viral app everyone's talking about, what if they're all connected? What if they're all part of a much, much bigger story? Let's dive in.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. We're going to break down this new tech Cold War by looking at three key battlegrounds. First up, the battle for your eyes, what comes after the smartphone. Then we're going to go deeper to the fight for the very foundation of AI. After that, we'll unpack the race to build the next generation of platforms. And finally, we'll tie it all together and talk about why this high-stakes game matters to every single one of us.
All right, let's kick things off with the big picture, the new tech Cold War. It's time to stop looking at the tech world as just a bunch of random product announcements. It's not. It's a single, massive, interconnected global race.
And this quote, man, it really gets to the heart of it all. The real fight here isn't about who sells the most gadgets this holiday season. Nope. It's about who gets to write the rules, who controls the digital plumbing, and who will fundamentally shape our online world for decades to come.
Okay, so let's move to our very first battleground, and you'll see how this all connects. It's the race to control the next great way we interact with technology. For almost 20 years, that's been the smartphone. But the biggest players in the game are betting billions on whatever comes next.
And that brings us to the million-dollar question, or really the trillion-dollar question. What does come after the smartphone? Well, Meta is placing a massive bet that the answer is AI-powered smart glasses. They're trying to make their whole metaverse vision into something you can literally wear on your face. So what we've got here is a classic clash of titans, right? Two totally different playbooks. On one side, you've got Meta, playing to its strengths. They're all about software, leaning on their billion-plus users on Instagram and WhatsApp. On the other side, you've got the tried-and-true Apple blueprint, total, absolute control by making the hardware and the software a single, seamless package. It's a model that has worked for them for nearly 2 decades.
But, and there's always a but, right? Meta has some huge challenges ahead. At the end of the day, hardware can be copied. The real trick is finding that one killer app, that one feature that makes you say, okay, I absolutely have to have this. And right now, nobody, not even Meta, knows what that is. All right, let's peel back another layer of this onion. Because underneath all the stuff we see and touch, there's a much deeper, almost invisible battle going on. It's a fight over the fundamental infrastructure that makes all of this possible, the super advanced chips that are the brains behind AI.
This quote from Grok's CEO is perfect. Compute is the new oil. Just think about that for a second. In our century, the ability to process massive amounts of information for AI, that power is just as strategic, just as vital as oil was in the last century. It's the fuel for this entire new economy.
And this is where things get really geopolitical. It's like a high-stakes chess match with 3 main players. You've got the US, which wants to stay on top by controlling who gets access to the best chips. Then you've got China, pushing hard to become self-sufficient and build up its own chip industry. And then, squeezed right in the middle, you have a company like Nvidia, just trying to sell to a huge market while navigating a minefield of rules. And look, this isn't just some theoretical boardroom talk. It is heating up right now. We're actually seeing China direct its own tech giants, companies like Alibaba, to just cancel their orders for some of Nvidia's most advanced chips. It's a major power play. So what does all this friction create? Well, it's kicking off a global AI arms race. The demand for AI inference, that's just a fancy term for actually using an AI model to get an answer, is completely off the charts. It's insatiable, and that's fueling the rise of new competitors and sparking a worldwide scramble to get as much computing power as possible. So we've covered the interface and the foundation. Now let's talk about our third front, the race to build the dominant platforms and ecosystems that will run on top of that foundation and that we'll access through those interfaces. Okay, check this out. A really cool example of this is the partnership between Lyft and Waymo for self-driving cars. It's not one company trying to do it all. It's a really smart division of labor, right? Waymo does the AI brain. The car companies build the body, and Lyft brings the customers and manages the whole service. It's a leaner, more specialized approach. And this partnership model is the complete opposite of what's called the full-stack approach. Think Tesla, which wants to control everything from the factory to the software to the charging stations. So you have 2 totally different philosophies, 2 different bets on how you build and scale the future.
Now, building new platforms from scratch is one thing.
But what happens when a platform that's already a global sensation gets caught in this geopolitical tug-of-war? Well, that's exactly the story with TikTok.
The whole fight over TikTok's future in the US really shows you what this is all about. It's not the app, it's not even really the users. The real prize, the secret sauce, is that incredibly powerful recommendation algorithm. And the big question is, will China ever let that technology go? All this uncertainty is already having real consequences, with advertisers getting nervous and slowing down their spending.
And here's where it all comes full circle. Think about a company like StubHub. They use AI for everything, setting ticket prices, helping customers, you name it. So where does that AI run? It runs on thousands of those super advanced chips, the very same chips that the US and China are fighting over. The battle for the foundation directly impacts the platforms we use every single day.
So, we've gone through all these different battlefronts, which brings us to the big one. The most important question of all, why should any of this matter to you?
Because the companies that win these fights, they're not just going to be a name on a stock ticker. They're literally going to design the world you live in. The outcome of that platform race, that's going to decide how you get around town. The battle for your eyes, that will define how you literally see the world. And the fight over algorithms, that will shape the news and information you see every day. And just to give you a sense of the sheer scale of this competition, I mean, the money involved is just mind-boggling. Take a look at this number. And this is just one investment.
That's 30 times $1 billion. And get this, that's just one company, Microsoft, investing in one country, the UK. You add in what Google, OpenAI, and Nvidia are doing there, and we're talking about staggering sums of money pouring into building out the future of AI. This is a global race for dominance. So, a new digital world is being built all around us, from the silicon in the cloud to the potential glasses on our face. And as these tech titans pour billions into building our future, it leaves us with one last really critical question. Who's actually going to be in control? All right, that's all for this explainer. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.